Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video I want to share with you a little bit of a luxury haul. I have obviously some Hermes to share with you, and I also have something from Bottega Veneta and Manolo Blahnik. You may know that I did mention this in my Rolex unboxing video that I haven't been into a luxury store in over 2 years other than Louis Vuitton in the Cannes store. But like I said, if you know the Cannes store in Australia, it doesn't really have a hell of a lot and it's not like a large store. But in terms of other luxury stores, I haven't been in one since pre-COVID. One of the items I'm definitely keeping, I've already taken the tags off, and it's a handbag. The other is something that I'm still debating about, and I might share that with you first because I really would like your opinion. So let's get into today's video. So you're gonna see these and you're gonna be like, oh, how original. I know. Okay, these are the classic Manolo Blahnik. These are the buckle embellished satin pumps made ever so famous by Sex and the City, Carrie Bradshaw. And look, you know, I may be not as influenced as I once was, but Carrie Bradshaw can still influence me, regardless of whether or not it's on Sex and the City or the burning pile of trash it is, and just like that I am very much indulging in, okay? I say I hate the writing and I hate what they've done, but am I still watching it? 100%. I hate to love it. I love to hate it. I don't think I've ever shared this story with you guys, but back in 2017 when I went to Europe, I'm pretty sure it was in Paris, I remember going in store and really having never had an opportunity to try on the brand before, having really had never an opportunity to see the brand in person and try them on. I didn't really know too much about what size I'd be or what even color I wanted, because I just remember there was just like the most opulent array of color options that you could imagine, and I just didn't really know what color option I would have wanted to go with. Like, I felt so, probably also jet lagged, which is very decision fatigued. And I remember going up to one of the sales associates, and just from like the jump start, I could tell that she wasn't very friendly. And I told her that I'd like to try on a pair. I don't really have much experience, I don't really know too much about Manolo Blahnik, but I'd really like to try on a pair. And she asked me what size I usually am, and I told her I'm usually a 37. She's like, okay, well they run a bit small. And me being me and her being, you know, a sales associate, I just trusted that. She was very like dismissive, very like closed off, just very like So yeah, 36 was the size that she gave me, and I just remember it hardly fitting me, other than the fact that it was quite, I felt like I needed a bigger size. Like, I felt like lengthwise it wasn't enough room, but I felt more so like there wasn't enough room for me width-wise. I told her that I probably needed a 37, but she basically told me that, oh, you know, Manolo Blahniks aren't for people with wide feet. They're not going to fit you. Your feet are too wide. And maybe it was because I was in another country. I was a very different person at 24. But actually, you know what? No, even at 28, if I was in a store and somebody spoke to me like that, I'm not spending my money here. And that just left such a sour taste in my mouth. And I walked away thinking, one, I don't want to buy Manolo Blahniks because that experience just really put a bad taste in my mouth. But two, I went away thinking that Manolo Blahniks just weren't for me, because obviously my feet are too wide and they're just a shoe that's just not for me. Fast forward to now, where I have healthily moved on from that experience. Like, I don't look at these and I don't think about that woman anymore. I felt like it took 4 years for me to get over that, and I don't think about that situation anymore. And as I thought, turns out that my feet aren't too wide for Manolo Blahniks. They just don't run small. And even if you look on websites, it says take your true size. And lo and behold, I took my true size and they fit me. They fit me fantastically, and they're very, very comfortable. I went with the 70mm just because I know myself well enough to know that the 105mm is 4.1 inches. And we've spoken about this before, okay? 4 inches, I'm great with. Anything above that, no, I'm not doing that. And I wanted something that I was going to be super comfortable in. I know that the height is not as desirable, but truthfully, I don't really like a lot of height. I don't need to wear super high heels, and I feel like these are high but also comfortable, and I can wear them. I can comfortably wear them, and I must admit they are a very, very comfortable shoe. They're obviously satin, so obviously I need to be very careful. They're not my first ever satin pair, so, you know, I know what to expect, and, you know, I hadn't dirtied that other satin pair, so hopefully these won't get dirty. But here is where I need your help. Here is where I need some assistance. I think these are beautiful. I think they're a classic. I absolutely adore them. I love them. They look so iconic, and they're so sparkly, and they're so elegant, and they're just absolutely beautiful. However, I don't know where I'm going to wear them to anytime soon, and if I would get an obscene amount of wear out of them. But also, I don't know if these are the kind of shoes that you buy expecting to get a lot of wear out of them. I wonder if they're just more of a special type of shoe. They're a classic shoe. I am eventually going to find somewhere to wear them or have an occasion to wear them to sometime in my life. Let me know how you feel, what you think about that. Like, I feel like my city's, it's not in lockdown, but it just feels like it's in lockdown. Like, it just feels like a ghost town. And I just don't know. But I really, really love them. I really love them. So yeah, let me know where you guys sit and how you feel about that. And if you feel like you're in a bit of a ghost town right now, if it feels weird, let me know. And let me know what you think of these. And if you have Manolo Blahniks, if you have satin pumps. Next up, a particular piece from Bottega Veneta. And this may shock you. I haven't been into a Bottega Veneta store in, again, like 2 or 3 years. This particular style wasn't out when I last went into Bottega Veneta store, and it's a style that I've seen from time to time. It's a style that I've dabbled and thought about, and again, living in the city that I live in, I had never had access to be able to see this bag. So when I went to Pacific Fair, that was the first time that I actually got to see this bag in person. They didn't have many colors. I think they only had like 1 or 2 colors in store. When I felt this bag, when I saw it, I thought it was beautiful, and it was really nice quality made handbag. Again, very understated. Obviously, it's you're probably just like, shut up, show me the bag. It's obviously very Bottega, but it doesn't have any noticeable logos on it or anything like that. And I went with the color beige. Now, this may be a shock to you. This is my Jody mini knotted leather tote. So I did pick up the mini, and I did pick it up in the color beige. Now, that may surprise you, just because I know they have so many bright colors. Bottega does so many beautiful bright colors, but I know myself well enough to know that I just feel that I wouldn't really get as much wear out of the colors and the bright colors. I know my summer wardrobe enough. I know that I don't really have a beige bag. You know that I've been trying to kind of get away from more logoed bags. Now, of course, this is a Bottega bag, and if you know designer, you know Bottega, you know that this is Bottega, but it doesn't have a logo on it per se. And I know we can probably have this argument. I've seen them in the comments down below. Like, some of you think that this is logo, and you're totally entitled to have that opinion, but I don't think of this as logo. Yes, it is a very noticeable signature design element, but I don't consider this logo. But that's just me. Let me know how you feel about that in the comments down below. So yeah, like I said, I was in Pacific Fair, I was in the Bottega store, and I saw the Jody, and I tried it on, and I was like, oh my god, it's beautiful. I think they had like a really vibrant blue though, and I don't want the blue. So as soon as I got back to my hotel room, I just ordered it, and lo and behold, it arrived, and I have been loving it. I've been getting so much wear out of it, and just it nicely fits on the crook of my arm, but I can also carry it like this. It's just a really easy, obviously trendy bag. As trendy as they are, I feel like it's a particular style that will be around for a little bit longer, and even when it's not around anymore, like I don't care about that kind of stuff. Now, last but not least, this purchase. Now, we just talk about the fact that when you walk around with a bag this size, people just be treating you differently, okay? I went into other luxury stores, and they be just treating me differently, and I would literally say to them, guys, it's not a handbag. I wish it was. It's not a handbag. Like, they just, yeah, I don't know, they're just like, the looks people were giving me, I'm like, it's not a handbag. I wish it was. I wish it was all in my head, but I had this feeling that like SAs in other stores that I went in were thinking I was about to just like drop crazy money in their store, which I wasn't. And I don't know, just because I was walking around with this, I'm like, guys, it's not a bag, okay? It's not a bag. Just want to clarify, it's not a bag, but that could have just all been in my mind. I've been starting to prep for my winter wardrobe, and that's not unusual. If you do this, let me know, but usually like midway through a season, I will start to prep for the following season. So I'm in December right now. I'm in like the first month of summer, but I'm already starting to think about my winter wardrobe. I've already started to think about what kind of vibe I want to go for this winter. I've started to like buy some pieces, try them on, think about how it could fit into my wardrobe. What are my gaps? What kind of vibe do I want to exude this winter? So this particular pair is a pair that I've thought about for quite some time. Going into Hermes was a really great chance for me to try on a few different styles of shoes that I've wanted to try, get to know my size, have a think about it. I'm going to think about a particular pair of loafers that I tried on, and they were so comfortable. But yeah, I didn't want to go crazy on the, the winter shoe front just yet. So I did just get one pair of winter boots. And what I felt about this particular pair, and this is a pair that I've thought about for quite some time, is that, again, it is a gap within my wardrobe. You may know that I do have, you know, I have my black combat boots. I have black boots. I have black thigh-high boot. But I don't really have a black ankle boot other than my Burberry sock boot, like the egg style ones, but they're not a comfortable boot. Like, I love them to death, but they're not a boot that I can walk around in and be comfortable. So basically the gap that I was trying to fill was a really nice classic pair of black boots with a heel that were ankled, but a heel that was short enough to be able to wear for long periods of time, you know, out to dinner, out at night, but also during the day, and just be really comfortable. And that's what these boots are for me. They're very, very comfortable. They're very, very classic. Usually I'm a size 37, but I end up sizing up to a 38 most of the time in boots anyway, just because, you know, a lot of time in winter, I'm wearing like lots of layers, or maybe I'm wearing like really chunky socks. I've just noticed something I tend to do. I tend to size up in most of my winter boots. You may know that I used to have the Louis Vuitton Monogram boots. I had both pair. I had the flat and I had the heeled. Both of those have gone from my collection now. I've managed to sell both of those. And as you can see, there's, other than the iconic detailing of this, there's no real noticeable logo on these shoes, which is something that I'm trying to make more of a conscious effort of now. I mean, who knows? There may be a time where I do still buy logo, but I'm really becoming more aware that it's a slippery slope and I can end up way, way too far gone on one side of the fence, which is what happened to me in the past, where I just had way too much logo and I just couldn't mix and match all the logos. Like, it was getting out of control. So investing in quality pieces that are obviously designer, but not noticeably logoed up, logo made up, is a priority to me now. And yeah. Sorry to be creepy, but just that smell of the new leather, it reminds me of cold winter days. It reminds me of just like snuggly, cold, dark winter days. That's creepy, but yeah, I'm sure for a lot of you guys are in winter right now, so you're like, yeah, we get it. But for someone who is in summer right now, this feels like winter to me. So I'm very, very excited in, God, 6-7 months from now to be able to wear these. But again, I'm glad I got a hold of them now, just because, you know, who's to know what will happen in June? Who's to know what will happen around my winter time? If I left it too late, if I leave it too late, my size may be gone. So I'm glad I jumped on these now. And that is my little mini haul. I really hope that you enjoyed today's video. I'd really love to hear your thoughts on all the items I shared, but most definitely the Manolo Blahnik I'm tossing up about. Let me know what you think about those in the comments down below. Share with me your thoughts. Thank you so much for joining me in today's video, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.